just do a recap. So we started with the question that who are we? Who am I? What is our true identity? And we understood that we are not this body, we are the spirit soul, we are Atma. Okay. And just one second. Okay. Yeah. So we discussed about how this human form of life is given to us meaning we as a soul, for a specific purpose, right? Because we discussed there are so many millions of species of life, and we practically see 8.4 million species, 84 crore yonia, 84 lakh yonia, 8.4 million species. And amongst all those species, it's only this human form where Bhagwan Swam, Lord has given this intelligence only to the humans to understand this subject matter. In all other species, you are practically just suffering. Like you don't have a means to understand this knowledge or escape from the cycle of birth and death. That's why this human form is very, very, very precious. As per Shastra, two things are very precious. One is getting the human birth, and in human birth, second thing, which is even more precious, is getting the association of saintly people. Sadhu Sangha or Satsang is again very, very rare, very precious, particularly in this age of Kali Yuga. Because in this age of Kali, there is so much impact about Kali Yuga, because people in Bhagavatam mentioned that people's memory has gone down. In general, people are kind of unlucky in Kali Yuga. They are unlucky. They have short memory. They have short life. There is so much trouble. There is so much quarrel. There is so much anxiety. Everything is so much problem. So in that age, if anyone can have this blessing from the Lord, where he can inquire and about the God, about himself, then it's considered as a mercy of the Lord. Like that person definitely has mercy upon him by the Lord. So that's why this is very rare. Imagine like 8.4 million species of life. Even if we say in each species, one person has to be there 1 year, it takes again the whole 8.4 million years to come back to this human form, right? So that's how precious it is. So we discussed that his human form is given and it has a purpose. The purpose is not just to make money, to just live life, just raise family, because that even animals can also do. Animals also raise their children. They also go out and look for food, feed their family, and they also do those four things which we do: eating, mating, defending, sleeping. So what differentiates the humans from animal is that humans have given this intelligence by the Lord to understand the subject matter about spirituality, to understand who are we, who is Bhagwan, what is our relationship to the Bhagwan, how can we go back to our original home, spiritual world. Okay, so this human form is given to cross over this ocean of birth and death, to cross over this ocean and go back to our original spiritual home, where there is no problems of life, birth, death, old age, disease, which is called Vaikuntha, no Kuntha, no anxiety, right? I was showing you other day the whole big diagram or the picture about the whole creation. So why I was showing, just to give you idea that there is a creation which is beyond this material creation, and this human form of life is given to cross over this material existence and go to that spiritual world, where after going nobody comes back to the material world. And but in the material world, these four problems are existing no matter where you go, in what which planet you go. This is there, misery is there. And so Lord Krishna confirms this, like he stamps this, because he mentions in Bhagavad Gita, there is a verse where he says this material world is dukhalyam and ashashvatam. It's a place of misery and it's temporary. Okay. And then we went ahead and understand that who is the Supreme Lord, who is Bhagwan, and we confirmed from different sources about what Lord Brahma says, what Lord Shiva says, because these are the authorities. There are 12 authorities on spiritual subject matter, and Brahma is one of them. Shivji is there, Yamraj is there, then there is Janak Maharaj. So many personalities are there. So all of them have confirmed that the Supreme Lord is Shri Krishna, and he's the fountainhead of all the incarnations which we see, and he's the source of everything. Actually, he says when nothing was existing, it was he who existed, and he is the seed giving father for whole creation. Okay, so we discuss about in detail about the Bhagwan, that everything emanates from him, and like he's like a Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachidanand Vigraha Anadir Adir Govinda Sarv Karan Karanam. So today we'll just briefly discuss about a little bit more about this, about Bhagwan, and then we discuss about what is our relationship with Lord and how to revive that relationship. So let me again share my screen. I got one very nice article, or I would say post, which here summarizes everything about who is God, because this is very important to understand. So many of you must have seen, there is a lot of discussion right now going on about this movie which came out about the Kerala story. I have not seen it, but definitely is worth watching, and because what it shows is our Hindu community or Hindu population, because they are not reading the scriptures or shastras, they don't have a full understanding. And then when anyone challenges them, then they don't have answer, right? So this is very, very important to understand who is Lord. As I said, the Supreme Lord is only one.
Prabhuji, we can't see anything. Prabhuji,
Huh?
Prabhuji, it is frozen, the screen.
I didn't get what you're saying.
Prabhuji, we can't see anything on the screen.
Oh, you can't see anything on the screen. Okay, let me again do that. I think I did that. Can you see now?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, I was talking about that those questions which this movie Kerala Files raises, and I did share one video also. I think those who are on WhatsApp group, I will add those who are not on WhatsApp group, I'll add them so that you all can see what we shared there. I think Deepti ji is there, Hemant ji not there, Kalpana, Madhav ji there, Mukesh ji there, Siddharth and Sudhanshu there. Okay. I need to add Hemant ji and Kalpana ji and Madhav ji 3 to that WhatsApp group. So in that movie, they were showing that, okay, how people of different faiths are kind of trying to portray as if there are different gods, but we discussed there is only one God, one supreme God, right? The whole society right now, the major quarrel is happening. Okay, my God is best, or your God is inferior, or this, that. But we discussed there is only one supreme Lord, right? And we call that supreme Lord with different names. One of the chief names is we call is Krishna, which means Krishna in literally meaning is he's all attractive. So that's his one of his names, Krishna. In Golok Vrindavan, he's known as Sham Sundar because his complexion is that of a cloud, that cloud which is full of rain. That's why he's called Sham Sundar. And like that, he has millions and billions of names, infinite names. Madhav is one of his name. Then Madan Mohan, then so many other names are there, right? So, and then same personality, different religions call with different names. For example, we discussed that Christ is same as Krishna. Christ comes from a Greek word called Christo, and Christo is same as Krishna. And same, the Muslims refer as Allah. It's the same personality. So there is no confusion. Like in other religions, it's clear. Okay, Muslims are clear that they are worshipping Allah. Christians are clear they are worshipping Christ. But it's only in Hinduism that we had this confusion, right? And we discussed that there is a difference between Bhagwan and Devi Devta. Like we have 33 crore Devi Devta. So all others who people think that they like, people don't have that demarcation, what is Bhagwan, what is Devi Devtas. And that's why there is a lot of confusion. So as we discussed, to run the country, you need different people with different departments. Similarly, to run the affairs of whole material universe, not just this planet, we have millions of planets in this universe. You need so many authorities or people with different managing the different affairs. So we have sun god, moon god, Vayu god, air god, Indra, the lord of rain. Like that, there are so many, right? So these falls under the category of Devi Devtas. In English, there is no appropriate word. So Prabhupada gave the term called demigods. There is nothing insulting about this term. Many people think that, oh, why this term is used, but that's the appropriate term because they are god of that area. They are responsible for that area. For example, sun god is responsible for sun, like giving the sunlight to the whole universe. Moon god is responsible for moon, right? But all of them are getting their, you can say, energy or their strength or their capability to do anything from the Supreme Lord, right? In fact, all these demigods, they have a parents. And Brahmaji is their grandfather. Their parents is, their mother is Aditi and their father is Kashyap. So they all appeared from Aditi and Kashyap Muni, if you know. So, and then Brahmaji is their grandfather. So whenever they are in trouble, they always go to Lord Brahma, and then Brahmaji take them to that Shirodakshai Vishnu, and then they pray to Vishnu, and then always they get help. Okay, so let's go a little further. We'll quickly discuss about the 6 opulences of Bhagwan. So there is only one Bhagwan we discussed, Krishna, and only Krishna is Bhagwan and God. Nobody can become Bhagwan. It's not a post, it's a personality. While all other like Indra, sun, moon, God, these are all posts, right? These are all posts. Anyone can become sun god or moon god after attaining certain pious credits. We can all go to the heavenly planets, Swargaloka, and take one of these posts. And when there is no appropriate personality or person to take this post, Krishna expands himself and takes that. That also is mentioned in Shastra. Okay, so let's discuss 6 opulences so that we all are clear. I'll just read 6 opulences of Krishna. The Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna himself appears once in the day of Brahma. Okay, so Brahma's one day is very big in terms of earthly years. So his Brahma's 12 hours is 4.2 billion earthly years. Imagine 4.2 billion earthly years. And his night is as big, 4.2 billion earthly years. So in one day of Brahma, which is almost 8.4 billion years, Krishna himself appears only in once. Like he himself comes from spiritual world, from the Golok Vrindavan, and appeared here to give this message and then perform these pastimes, right? And that happened. We are very lucky and very fortunate that happened in this yuga. Like 5,000 years back, Krishna himself appeared as Sham Sundar Bhagwan Krishna. In all other yugas, it's his incarnation who comes, but he himself come only once. Okay, so he chooses to come during the end of Dwapar Yuga because he knows in the next yuga, which is Kali Yuga, people will be misguided by the influence of Kali. Okay, so he comes at the end of Dwapar Yuga. It's very clear because he knows past, present, future. Everything is knows. He's Trikal again. There are many others like him. Shivji also knows past, present, future. So he chooses his time. It's not that he's been forced to come. He chooses when he has to appear, and he appears in the end of Dwapar Yuga, and as soon as he leaves, after that Kali Yuga starts. So Krishna comes to display his colorful pastimes, which is eternally going on in his spiritual abode. He comes here to attract all the fallen souls. He also knows in Kali Yuga, innocents will be cheated and misguided by so-called spiritualists. Thus, they will not know who is God. Hence, Krishna, during his pastimes in this planet, has demonstrated his opulence to make the intelligent know that he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Okay. So again, this term Supreme Personality of Godhead is a term for Bhagwan, or because there is no English term for Bhagwan. God, we can even say Sun God, Brahma as God, because God means controller. So these are controller of one department, but who is the ultimate controller of everything? That's the Supreme Personality, because just to mention that he has a personality of Godhead, he is the head of gods. Okay, so Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Krishna demonstrated when he appeared his all the six opulences, because he knew that when Kali Yuga will appear, so many so many cheaters will be there who will claim to themselves to be God, and people are in this age are misguided, right? So first opulence is strength. He has unlimited strength, as there is no one in the whole universe who can compete or who has greater strength than him. So everything is coming from his. So Krishna has unlimited strength. His strength was present from the moment of his birth, of his appearance. When Krishna was only 3 months old, Putna demon attempted to kill him, but instead she was killed by Krishna. Actually, this is not accurate. It was Krishna was only few days old, maybe 4 or 5 days old when he killed Putna demon, who was giant demon. And here that even though Putna came to kill Krishna, right, on the order of Kansa, but Putna came as in the disguise of a mother, like she wanted to breastfeed Krishna. So Krishna, even though killed Putna, but he gave this eternal position of Putna as his mother in Golok Vrindavan. So Putna was one of the demons, only one, or there are two only, one demon who got liberated by Krishna, and she got the position of one of his mothers, just because Krishna saw the good side, that she came to offer him breast milk, right? So like that, Krishna delivered the Putna. So whoever Krishna killed in this Leela, all of them got delivered actually. But only few of them went to the Golok Vrindavan, all others went to the Brahman effulgence. So Putna was very, very, you can say, lucky in that sense that she got this opportunity. Yeah, even though she came with the ill intention of killing Krishna, but ultimately she got liberated. And similarly, Krishna showed his opulence, or strength, by killing demons single-handedly, effortlessly in childhood. What we see is just the main demons, but in his childhood in Vrindavan Leela, he killed many, many demons. Just every day he was killing someone. So he showed his strength, that he is the ultimate strength from the very beginning. He has displayed his strength by holding the huge Govardhan mountain on the little finger of his left hand for 7 days and 7 nights. Right? Every one of us know when Krishna was 7 years old, he lifted the Govardhan hill, which you can even go and see today. Govardhan hill is there in Govardhan, in very close to Vrindavan and Mathura. So Krishna lifted that on his little finger for 7 days, 7 nights non-stop. And it's mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam, very nice pastime, that all the Vrajvasis were under that Govardhan hill, and they were not feeling any hunger or any anxiety when they were there, and they had a very good time. So Krishna never felt any fatigue or anything when he was holding this Govardhan hill. So that is God. If someone can hold a Govardhan hill even for 1 minute, people claim that they are God, they have this much strength, but Prabhupada used to say, before they claim, can they hold Govardhan hill? So Krishna lifted that hill for 7 days, 7 nights. That is God. God is always God from the beginning. He does not become God by some meditation or mystic power. Okay. This point is very thing, that one cannot become God by doing some mystic power or meditation or showing some jugglery of words or whatever. Like, there are certain people who can acquire some mystic powers, some siddhis, right? But you cannot become God, because Krishna is the source of all those siddhis as well. Second point is fame. So he is all famous. He has unlimited fame, not just in this universe, but he is worshipped in all the universes, in all, even in spiritual world, right? So his fame is unparalleled. Like in our planet, we may have few personalities who are very famous, but nobody can claim that he's all famous. And he's famous not just now, he's famous forever, like eternally, because people may be famous for their lifetime, but as soon as they leave their body, their fame goes away, like nobody remembers, right? So he's all famous. He has unlimited fame in all countries all over the world. Today, Bhagavad Gita is read by everyone, and fame of Bhagavad Gita is Krishna's fame. Also, during his pastime, there was one Leela which happened, which is called Brahma Vimohan Leela. Has anyone heard about that Leela? Brahma Vimohan Leela?
No, Prabhu.
No? Okay, maybe I can take that. So is everyone okay in if I speak in Hindi, or anyone does not understand Hindi? Maybe because in Hindi, if I explain that Leela, it becomes much more, you can say, expressive.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So एक टाइम पे था जब कृष्णा एक अपने सखाओं के साथ गो विचरण के लिए गए थे, बिकॉज ही वॉज गोपाल, राइट? मेन बिजनेस कृष्णा का था कि ही यूज्ड टू गो एवरी डे फॉर टेकिंग द काउज आउट. तो अभी ब्रह्मा जी देख रहे हैं कि ये छोटा सा बालक, ये भगवान कैसे हो सकता है. तो यहाँ पे ब्रह्मा जी भी थोड़ा सा चकित हो गए कि ये छोटा सा बालक जो है, जो दिखने में बहुत साधारण सा है और गैया को चरा रहा है, तो ये भगवान कैसे हो सकता है. तो वो ब्रह्मा जी ने कृष्णा को टेस्ट करने का प्लान बनाया. तो उन्होंने क्या किया कि तो वो कृष्णा अपने सखाओं के साथ एक दिन निकले थे गैयाओं को लेके, और वो सब बैठ के पिकनिक कर रहे थे. तो वह जब कृष्णा जाते थे तो डेफिनेटली यशोदा मैया खाने के लिए देती थी प्रसाद, और भी जो सखा होते थे सबको, सब अपने अपने घर से लेके आते थे. तो आफ्टरनून के टाइम पे, लाइक समवेयर अराउंड नून, दे ऑल यूज्ड टू सिट टुगेदर, सब बैठते थे एक जगह पे. एंड देन कृष्णा यूज्ड टू फीड एवरीवन, सबको खिलाते थे अपने हाथों से. बाकी सब भी खिलाते थे, बट कृष्णा पर्सनली सबको अपने फीड करते थे. एंड समटाइम्स वो उनका झूठा भी खा लेते थे. तो आप हंसी मजाक में दिस ऑल गोइंग. तो ब्रह्मा सोच रहे थे कि ये कैसे भगवान है कि जो दूसरों का झूठा भी खा रहे हैं और इतना हंसी मजाक चल रहा है और देखने में बड़ा साधारण है. तो वो एक प्लान बनाते हैं. तो वो क्या करते हैं, वहां पे आते हैं और सारे कृष्णा कहीं एक थोड़ी देर के लिए कहीं जाते हैं, तो सारे उनके जो सखा होते हैं उन सबको चुरा लेते हैं और सबको ले जाते हैं, और सारी गैयाओं को भी ले जाते हैं ब्रह्मलोक में. तो कृष्णा को पता लग जाता है, बिकॉज ही इज ऑल पावर कॉग्निजेंट, तो कि ये ब्रह्मा ने किया है. तो कृष्णा क्या करते हैं कि अपने आप को ही एक्सपैंड कर लेते हैं. वो सारे जो उनके फ्रेंड्स थे, बिकॉज जब वो इवनिंग में घर जाएंगे तो उनकी पेरेंट्स, बाबा मैया सब चिंतित होंगे, तो अपने आप को ही एक्सपैंड कर लेते हैं, अपने आप को ही बना लेते हैं वो सारे सखा. और सेम वो अपने आप को एक्सपैंड करके सारे गैया और उनके बछड़े वो सब अपने आप को बना लेते हैं, सो दैट जब बछड़े घर जाएंगे अपनी मदर से मिलेंगे, देन उनको एंजाइटी नहीं होगी. तो ऐसा वो करते हैं. और नाउ जो उनके पेरेंट्स हैं, व्हेन दे मीट देम, उनको पता ही नहीं चलता कि ये कृष्णा है, बट उनका लव जो है मल्टीपल टाइम्स बढ़ जाता है अपने बच्चों के लिए. और सेम काउस का भी होता है कि उनके जो बछड़े होते हैं वो सब बढ़ जाता है. तो ऐसा 1 साल तक चलता है. बिकॉज आई वाज सेइंग कि जो ब्रह्मा के लोक में और हमारे यहाँ पे जो टाइम डिफरेंस है वो रिलेटिवली बहुत ज्यादा है. लाइक ब्रह्मा का 12 घंटे, यहाँ पे 4.2 बिलियन ईयर्स हैं. तो वो इवन तो वो एक क्षण के लिए लेके जाते हैं, बट यहाँ पे 1 साल हो चुका होता है. तो फिर ब्रह्मा जब वापस आते हैं, वो देखते हैं यहाँ पे तो सब कुछ चल रहा है, बहुत बढ़िया से चल रहा है, सब बढ़िया है. एंड देन ही अंडरस्टैंड कि उनसे गलती हो गई, कि उन्होंने भगवान की परीक्षा ली. और इस परीक्षा में उन्होंने जो किया कि भगवान को उनके जो प्रिय मित्र हैं भक्तों से, और जो उनकी सबसे प्रिय बछड़े हैं, उनसे अलग कर दिया. तो देन ही केम, ब्रह्मा आते हैं और अब उनको रियलाइज हो जाता है कि मेरे से गलती हो गई है। तो वो आते हैं और भगवान से माफी मांगने के लिए। तो एक ऐसा इंस्टेंस आता है कि जब वो आते हैं तो भगवान उनको वेट करने के लिए बोलते हैं, लाइक देयर वाज समवन देयर। वो बोलते हैं कि भगवान उनको रियलाइज कराना चाहते हैं, क्योंकि ब्रह्मा वाज थोड़ा पफ्ड अप थे कि मैं तो पूरे सृष्टि का ब्रह्मा हूँ, लाइक आई वाज डन। तो जो ब्रह्मा आते हैं तो वो बोलते हैं, जो भगवान डायरेक्टली नहीं मिलते हैं, उनको बोले वेट करो अभी। तो किसी को भेजते हैं तो वो बोले कि कौन है, तो वो बोले मैं ब्रह्मा हूँ। तो वो जाता है भगवान को बोलने कि ब्रह्मा जी आए हैं। तो भगवान कृष्ण बोलते हैं कि कौन से ब्रह्मा, उनको जाके बोलो वो कौन सा ब्रह्मा है। तो वो जाते हैं, तो ब्रह्मा जी चकित हो जाते हैं कि मेरे ख्याल से तो मैं ही अकेला ब्रह्मा हूँ, तो ये दो और भी कोई से ब्रह्मा है क्या पूरे यहाँ पे। तो पूछ मतलब वो बोलते हैं, तो बोले कि हमारे जो ब्रह्मा है उसके 4 मुख हैं, 4 मुखी ब्रह्मा, हम चतुर्मुखी ब्रह्मा आए हैं। तो वो भगवान को जाके कृष्ण भगवान को बोलते हैं उनका सखा कि चतुर्मुखी ब्रह्मा है। एंड देन जब ब्रह्मा जहाँ जाते हैं तो देन ही सी देर आर मिलियंस ऑफ ब्रह्मास। तो ब्रह्म कृष्ण भगवान ने पूरी असेंबली करी और सारे ब्रह्माओं को पूरे यूनिवर्स के सबको वहां बुला लिया। और तब हमारे जो ब्रह्मा, जो चतुर्मुखी ब्रह्मा है, उनको रियलाइज होता है कि मैं तो सबसे छोटा ब्रह्मा हूँ, क्योंकि ये यूनिवर्स वन ऑफ द स्मॉलेस्ट यूनिवर्स है। देर आर बिगर यूनिवर्स, बहुत बड़े बड़े यूनिवर्स है, जितना बड़ा यूनिवर्स उतने ज्यादा भगवान ब्रह्मा जी के सर होते हैं। तो कुछ यूनिवर्स में 10 सर वाले ब्रह्मा, कुछ में 20, कुछ में 1000 सर वाले ब्रह्मा सब आए हुए थे, वहां पे असेंबली चल रही थी। तो भगवान ने ये लीला ये करने के लिए दिखाई कि ब्रह्मा जी को, क्योंकि ही इज द, यू कैन से, वन ऑफ द प्योर डिवोटीज, शुद्ध भक्त हैं भगवान के। बट कई बार क्या होता है कि शुद्ध भक्त को के मन में भी थोड़ा सा प्राइड आ जाती है, पफ्ड अप हो जाते हैं। तो फिर ब्रह्मा को रियलाइज हुआ कि मैं अकेला ब्रह्मा नहीं हूँ, यहाँ पे बहुत सारे जितने यूनिवर्स है सब में एक एक ब्रह्मा है, राइट। और यहाँ पे मिलियंस ऑफ यूनिवर्सिटीज हैं, तो कंसीडर कि यहाँ पे मिलियंस ऑफ ब्रह्मा है, तो सब ब्रह्मा की असेंबली हो रही थी। एंड देन ब्रह्मा रिपेंटेड एंड ही रियलाइज हिज मिस्टेक। एंड उसके बाद ब्रह्मा जी ने काफी देर तक तपस्या करी थी अपने प्रायश्चित को करने के लिए, बिकॉज उन्होंने भगवान की परीक्षा लेने की कोशिश करी और उसमें उन्होंने भगवान को उनके प्रिय भक्तों से अलग कर दिया, विच इज भगवान को वो पसंद नहीं है। लाइक ही ऑलवेज वांट्स टू बी इन द कंपनी ऑफ हिज डिवोटीज। तो ये लीला हुई थी। तो दैट्स व्हाट इज मेंशन्ड हियर कि आल्सो ड्यूरिंग कृष्णास पास टाइम ब्रह्मा ऑफ ऑल द पैरेलल यूनिवर्सेस केम टू हिम। तो हमारे जो इस ब्रह्मांड के जो ब्रह्मा जी हैं, उनको फिर ये रियलाइज हुआ कि ही इज नॉट द ओनली ब्रह्मा, देयर आर मेनी मोर ब्रह्मास लाइक दैट, राइट। तो ये लीला कृष्णा बुक में भी है, इसको बोलते हैं ब्रह्म विमोहन लीला। ब्रह्मा जी ही भ्रमित हो गए। और आश्चर्य की बात यह है कि जब भगवान का यहाँ आना था, हो रहा था, उससे पहले ब्रह्मा जी खुद सारी देवी देवताओं के साथ, और जो हमारी भूमि है, मदर अर्थ है, वो गाय के रूप में जाके प्रे करते हैं विष्णु जी से कि यहाँ पे बड़ा ये जो डेमोनियक पीपल हैं, जो राक्षस प्रवृत्ति के लोग हैं, उन्होंने बहुत आतंक मचाया हुआ है, तो आप आइए और यहाँ पे हमारा उद्धार कीजिए। तो मैं वही सोच रहा था कि जब ब्रह्मा खुद प्रे करने गए थे भगवान को कि आप आइए, और जब भगवान ने फाइनली आए एज कृष्ण भगवान, और वही चकित हो गए कि ये वो देख रहे हैं कि ये छोटा सा बालक, ये भगवान कैसे हो सकता है। तो भगवान की जो माया शक्ति है इतनी प्रबल है कि अच्छे अच्छों को चकित कर देती है, राइट। सो पावरफुल माया देवी। तो ये लीला हुई थी, दिस इज कॉल्ड ब्रह्म विमोहन लीला। तो उसमें भगवान ने अपने जो प्रिय भक्त ब्रह्मा जी हैं उनको रियलाइज कराया कि ही इज नॉट द, ही इज नथिंग लाइक कंपेयर टू the opulence which other brahmas have, so he should not be puffed up. एंड सेम इंद्र के साथ तो बहुत बार हुआ, इंद्र जी के गोवर्धन लीला हुई इंद्र जी के साथ। फिर एक बार जब कृष्ण भगवान द्वारका लीला में थे, तो उनकी जो रानी थी, उन्होंने परिजात फ्लावर की बोला कि परिजात फ्लावर है, एक फ्लावर होता है परिजात, वो जो कि स्वर्गलोक में ही है, तो उन्होंने बोला कि आई वांट दैट फ्लावर। तो जब कृष्ण वो फ्लावर लेने परिजात फ्लावर स्वर्गलोक में गए, तो इंद्र ने लड़ाई कर ली कृष्णा के साथ, और फिर कृष्णा ने उनको डिफीट कर दिया और वो लेके आ गए। तो इंद्र जी की तो बहुत बार ऐसे हुई है काइंड ऑफ कॉन्फ्लिक्ट, और बार बार वो डिफीट हो जाते थे। इवन गोवर्धन लीला में भी इंद्र ने पूरा ट्राई कर लिया था कि भाई किसी तरह ये ब्रजवासियों को लाइक हम पूरा, उन्होंने संवर्तक जो क्लाउड होते हैं उनको भेजा था, जो कि वो क्लाउड तब आते हैं जब प्रलय का टाइम आता है। वो इतने भारी वर्षा की थी कि पूरा ये वृंदावन और मथुरा सारा पानी से भर गया था। बट भगवान ने गोवर्धन को उठा लिया और सबको, वृंद को रियलाइज कराया कि वो कुछ नहीं कर सकते हैं जब तक भगवान की मर्जी ना हो। तो ये कृष्ण भगवान की फेम है। तो इसमें एक और भी आता है कि मारे राखे, नहीं, मारे राखे कृष्णा के, एंड ऐसा कुछ है कि इफ कृष्णा वांट समवन टू बी सेव्ड एंड नोबडी कैन किल हिम, और अगर कृष्णा ने डिसाइड कर लिया कि दिस पर्सन, किसका टाइम ओवर हो गया है, दिस पर्सन हैज टू बी किल्ड, तो नो वन कैन सेव हिम।
जाको रखे साइया मार सके ना
हाँ,
कोई।
ये भी है हिंदी में, हाँ, जाको राखे ताइये मार सके ना कोई। तो इसलिए भगवान ने, जब हम महाभारत शुरू हो रही थी, तो ये अर्जुन जब ये क्वेश्चन कर रहा था और ये हो रहा था कि मेरे ग्रैंडफादर मर जाएंगे, मर जाएंगे, वो मर जाएंगे, तो भगवान ने कहा कि मैंने ये सब तो जाने ही वाले हैं, अभी तुम मेरे निमित्त मात्र बन जाओ, यू बिकम, और ये सारा तुमको ग्लोरी हो जाएगा, यू विल गेट द फेम। एनीवे यार, ये यहाँ से वापस जाने वाले नहीं है जितने ये खड़े हैं यहाँ पे, बिकॉज मैंने डिसाइड कर लिया कि ये अब यहाँ से नहीं जाएंगे। तो एक्चुअली कृष्णा ने बिना शस्त्र उठाए ही सबको कर दिया था। ये पांडव जो थे वो यो महाभारत का युद्ध इसीलिए ही जीते क्योंकि ओनली कृष्णा वाज ऑन देयर साइड, कृष्णा वाज ऑन द साइड ऑफ द धर्मा, राइट। इट्स नॉट दैट कि अर्जुन वाज वेरी ब्रेव, बट his bravery could not have defeated the Dronacharya or the grandfather Bhishma Pitama. So it was Krishna who defeated all of them, and that was their plan. It was like a, you can say, a play to tell to the world that no matter how powerful it looks from outside, की जो असत्य है और जो अधर्म है, समटाइम्स हमें लगता है कि अधर्मी लोग और जो पीपल जो पापाचरण कर रहे हैं वो बहुत पावरफुल हो गए हैं, राइट। बट अल्टीमेटली जो है, जो जो धर्म के साथ चल रहा है, जो सत्य के साथ है, उसी के साथ भगवान है और उन्हीं की फाइनली जीत होती है। तो जस्ट टू शो दैट ही केम, और वो जो महाभारत का पूरा युद्ध हुआ कुरुक्षेत्र का यहाँ पे, और भगवान ने उस युद्ध में ही भगवत गीता भी सुना दी कृष्ण अर्जुन को। Okay, so let's go next point, wealth. Let me just take a check on the time. Okay, we have time. So wealth again, Krishna claims in Bhagavad Gita 5:29, ये श्लोक आता है, भोक्तानाम यज्ञ तपसाम सर्वलोका महेश्वरा सुहृदम सर्वभूतानाम ज्ञात्वा माम शांतिम रच्छति। He declares that he is the Sarvaloka Maheshwara. Sarvaloka means all the lokas. Maheshwara means Mahaishwar. He is the controller of all the planets and everyone. He claimed everything. Like everything belongs to him. No, nothing can. There is nothing in the whole creation, spiritual as well as material, which does not belong. So that means everything is belong to him. All the wealth, whatever we had, we are just a temporary possessor. Like जो घर है, ये है, बैंक बैलेंस है, सब कुछ सब भगवान का दिया हुआ है। The minute हमारा टाइम ओवर हो गया, एवरीथिंग रिमेन्स हियर। सो दैट इज ऑल। हेंस ही इज नॉट जस्ट अ किंग ऑफ पीस ऑफ लैंड, सिटी और कंट्री और प्लैनेट, ही इज जगन्नाथ। तो आप सबने किसने जगन्नाथ जी का दर्शन किया है जो इधर हैं, जगन्नाथपुरी में है? तो नेक्स्ट टाइम आप अगर इंडिया जाएं, डेफिनेटली गो एंड विजिट जगन्नाथपुरी, बिकॉज देयर सेम कृष्णा, जगन्नाथ इज नॉट नथिंग बट कृष्णा हिमसेल्फ, बट एज अ जगन्नाथ। तो here Lord is seated as Jagannath, Lord Jagannath. Every year in this month, June, जगन्नाथ रथ यात्रा भी होती है। आई थिंक कल से स्नान यात्रा शुरू हो गई, एंड देन आफ्टर 15 days रथ यात्रा विल हैपन। सो हमारे इधर we are having the Jagannath रथ यात्रा on June 24th in Milton, and then in Toronto it will happen on July 15th. So Prabhupada brought this Jagannath Rath Yatra first time in the West. So all the major cities in US, UK, everywhere, whole world now Jagannath Yatra is happening. So this Lord Jagannath is nothing but Lord Krishna. So there is Jagannath, Subhadra, and Baldev. Jagannath is Krishna, Subhadra is their sister, Subhadra Maharani, Baldev is Balram. There is a pastime which happened where when Lord was leaving Vrindavan, like जब भगवान ने वृंदावन छोड़ दिया था, एक बार वो आते हैं और उस टाइम पे ब्रजवासी वर ट्राइंग टू टेक देम टुवर्ड्स वृंदावन, बट भगवान उस टाइम पे द्वारका में थे। तो दैट लीला was resembling Jagannath. So Jagannath temple is very, very unique again. If you go, you will see there are 4 entrances, and वहाँ पे भगवान का जो प्रसाद है कभी खत्म नहीं होता है. It's all unlimited, and it has very, very ritual significance. It's not so once in a lifetime. और ये हमारे 4 धामों में एक है, जगन्नाथपुरी as a धाम, right? So one should visit if given a chance, Jagannathpuri Dham. So there Bhagwan.
Ankit, Sudhanshu here, just one thing I'll
Yes.
add. In Jagannath, there is soul residing of Lord Krishna.
Yes.
Yeah. So after Sri Krishna left his body, his soul was incorporated by a puja inside the idol of Lord Jagannath. So
Yes.
every 8 years, the statue, the wooden statue gets
Yes.
replaced and the soul is transferred from one statue to another. So there
Right.
is Lord Krishna there inside.
Yes, Lord Krishna personally
Yes.
is there. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. So Lord, this is the deity form. So when we do this Archa Vigraha Puja, when we invite the Lord, Lord actually comes. That's why there is a difference between when people say there is a difference between idol and deity. Sometimes people say why Hindus are doing idol worship, right? We are not doing idol worship. Idol is something like a statue. Like even you, हम देखते हैं यहाँ पे statue outside of famous personalities, but those are not protected. Deity is something when you do a pran pratishtha and you invite the Lord with certain mantras, then the Lord personally comes and appears and resides in that deity form, and he takes the service, right? So, and in the Jagannath Puri temple, yes, that's true. It's actually every 12 years. Every 12 years, they change or that wooden form of the Lord. It's made from a specific tree, and it's only a specific group of people who knows. So they get the signal from where to go, and they locate the tree, and then they transfer. There is something there inside. They transfer to the next new form. So Lord Jagannath, and same goes for Baldev and Subhadramani. Their deities, outside deities, wooden, because they are made of wood, they get changed every 12 years. And वहाँ पे Lord Jagannath keeps accepting bhoga. Like throughout the day, bhoga preparation, bhoga offering is happening continuously, going on and on and on. Even वहाँ पे एकादशी जो होता है, एकादशी जो है भगवान की जो है, जहाँ एकादशी वाले दिन व्रत होता है, like we all do fast, but their एकादशी is also bound. And there are so many Devi Devtas temple, I think more than 120, who got that Mahaprasad from Lord Jagannath, and they get prasad after that. So it's very, very unique temple. So one should definitely visit. Okay, next is knowledge. Krishna is the root of all knowledge. Actually, all the knowledge which we see, spiritual, material, everything, it comes from him. Okay, so he says, this is the verse in Bhagavad Gita, I think chapter 15. Sarvasya chaham hidi sanna vishto mata smritir jnanam apoham cha vedescha sarver am eva vedyo vedanta krit veda ved eva hin chaham. Here Krishna says that I am seated in everyone's heart, and from me come remembrance, knowledge and forgetfulness. Okay, so everything is coming from him. He is the one who is giving us the remembrance to remember anything. He's giving us knowledge, and he's giving forgetfulness. By all the Vedas, I am to be known indeed. I am the compiler of Vedanta, and I am the knower of the Vedas. Okay, so the main purpose of reading Vedas is to know about Lord Krishna. And he's the compiler of all Vedanta, and he's the knower of all the Vedas. So he's the root of all knowledge. There is nothing which needs to be known by him. So when Krishna was there, so just to set an example, because he does not need a guru, but just to set an example for all humanity that we definitely need guru. So he had a guru called Sandipani Muni. But in 64 days, he learned all 64 Vidyas, Kalas, completely. Like, that's not possible. 64 days means just 2 months. 2 months में वो सब सीख लिए भगवान ने. 64 Vidya सीख लिए, which takes so many years for normal person, and then also they can't master. But because he knows everything, it's nothing to be known from him, so he learned everything. And at the end, he tell his Sandipuni Muni, and Sandipuni Muni by now knew that he is not an ordinary person. He is definitely someone very supreme. So he asked for Guru Dakshina, and then Sandipani Muni son got lost, or he got died by drowning in the ocean. So his wife was kind of very much anguished or very much in pain because they lost their young son, and he knew that this person is not an ordinary person. So he asked in Guru Dakshina that please bring my son back. Now, koi mare hue ko वापस लाना not possible for an ordinary person, right? Krishna actually brought his son back to Sandipani Muni, and that showed again that he's the Supreme Lord. He all the way went to Yamlok, asked Yamraj, where is that person? Yamraj told his body is gone. I can't give you that body, I can give that soul. Krishna says, don't worry, I just give me that soul back. I rest, I will take care. And then he brought back that his son, Sandipani Muni's son, thereby showing that he's all supreme. And same thing he did for his Devki, Mother Devki. Mother Devki also lost so many sons because Kansa killed all of them, and then she had a wish to see all of them. So he went to Yamraj, and just told they are now in that other loka. He went there, brought back all of them as small children. Next is beauty. So beauty, so we may see that some people are very beautiful, but he is all beautiful. Okay, so that's why one of his name is Madan Mohan. Madan is Cupid. Cupid, if you know, there is a personality in the spiritual world who is very attractive, like Kamdev, Cupid. Cupid is known to be very attractive, but Krishna is known as Madan Mohan, someone who can even attract that Cupid. Also, in the below verse of Brahma Samhita, Krishna's beauty is compared to millions of Cupid. So this is from Brahma Samhita, where there is a verse 530. Venum kvanam tamarid aravinda dalayataksham barhavatam samasitam buddhasundarangam kandarpakoti kamaniya vishesha shobham govindamadi purusham tamham bhajami. These are wonderful prayers which are compiled by Lord Brahma Samhita. Whenever we do Abhishek, we chant these prayers. So here this specific word comes, Kandarpa Koti Kamaniya Vishesha Shobha. That he is even more attractive or attracted than Kandarpa Koti, means hundreds of cupids. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, who is adept in playing on his flute with blooming eyes like lotus petals. There is a description about Lord Krishna's features. Okay, nowhere else I have seen this very like detailed description. So here Lord Brahma explained this because he got all this knowledge from Krishna himself. So his eyes are like lotus petals, with head decked with peacock's feather. We all know there is a peacock feather on his head, with a figure of beauty tinged with the hue of blue clouds, and his unique loveliness charming millions of cupids. Okay, so these are some of the Krishna's features. Like he's so much beautiful that you cannot take his eyes off from him. So many cupids, like they are also attracted, and same goes with all the gopis. That's why he's known as Sham Sundar, Madan Mohan. Madan means this Cupid, and Mohan means one who can even enchant the Cupid. So he's known as Madan Mohan. So he's all beautiful, very attractive. And his body is so soft, and he's always a youthful. Like you will never see Krishna's picture of turning old. So that's why his other name is Kishore. He's always useful. His age remains at 15 years, 10 months. He never grow older than 15 years, 10 months. He's always like that. That's his eternal form. In the Golok Vrindavan, he's always 15 years, 10 months old, Kishore. Always like that. So he never grew old. Even when he was present here, he was present on the earth for 125 years, but he did not grow old like us, right? So he was ever youthful, ever fresh, unparalleled beauty. Okay, and then he's the renunciate. Renunciate means one who viragya. He's all renunciate, even though he possesses everything, but he's not attached to anything. He gives up. He's not attached. Like, so that's topmost. Like, he's all renunciate. At the same time, Krishna possesses a full renunciation. So many things are working under his direction in this world, but actually Krishna is not present here. So everything in this material world, Krishna does not have to be present, and he does not do anything. Like, it's all his expansions, his energies, everything is working like that. And then there is a verse in 9:10, Maya dhakshena prakriti suyate cha characharam hetu nanena kanteya jagat vipravi vartate. That this material nature, which is one of my energies, is working under my direction, O son of Kunti, producing all moving and non-moving things. Under its rule, this manifestation is created and annihilated again and again. So this material nature is one of his energies. And Krishna does not need to do anything here. That energy, the Prakriti Devi itself just work under his direction, and everything is set up very nicely because Krishna is full. So anything which comes out of him is also full. And under its rule, this manifestation is created, he says this, and annihilated again and again. So this material manifestation comes into being, stays here, and then annihilates. And then he's so renunciate that he doesn't gets attracted. In a minute, he can leave all opulence. You see, Lord Ram, the day before it was announced by Dashrath Maharaj that Lord Ram is gonna be the king of Ayodhya. Next day, we all know the pastime that he has to go to the forest for 14 years. Now there was not even an iota of, you can say, anxiety or anything, any lamentation in Lord Ram's heart. He just gave up everything. That was Lord's renunciation. That shows his renunciation. उनके मन में जरा सा भी ये कह सकते हो कि ना दुष्भावना या किसी के प्रति कुछ नहीं था. He just left it just like that. So that is Lord's thing. He's the biggest renunciate. Even though everything belongs to him, but he's not attracted by anything in both spiritual and material life. And he's another quality is Atma Ram. Atma Ram means he's self-satisfied. He does not need happiness from externally. He's always happy. He's self-satisfied. Okay, so also during his pastime, he has displayed his renunciation. We all know how dear is Vrindavan to Krishna. Gopis were the topmost devotees of Lord, and Srimati Radharani was the epitome of devotion. Vrindavan, Gopis, and Radharani were the controller of Krishna's senses. Yet he renounced everything and left. So that shows that he just left everything and just went to Mathura, and from there Dwarka to perform other duties. Right. So he showed by his example how much he's not attached to anything. So these are the few qualities, not few, like these are few qualities, few opulences of Krishna, but he has unlimited qualities. But these are the definition of anyone who is Bhagwan, that he should have all these 6 opulences in full: strength, fame, wealth, knowledge, and renunciation, beauty. Okay, so no other personality shows all these opulences in full, and that's why Krishna's position is very, very unique. And then there is a position of Krishna from scripture like Brahma Samhita, where Brahmaji confirms that Krishna, who is known as Govinda, is the supreme God. He is an eternal, blissful spiritual body. He is the origin of all. He has no other origin, and he is the prime cause of all causes. And Srimad Bhagavatam also, it's mentioned. Okay, like that, Padma Puran confirms, Vishnu Puran, Gopal Tapni Upanishad, Bhagavad Gita himself, he confirms. So like that, it's mentioned. Okay, now I want all of you to read this. This is Prabhupada write this particular paragraphs in the book called Journey of Self-Discovery. It's chapter 5, Yoga and Meditation. He talks very nicely about Like we all talk about secularism and this, that, and all that. Here, read this. The Bhagavatam does not mention that the Hindu religion is first class, or the Christian religion is first class, or the Mohammedan religion is first class, or some other religion is first class. The Bhagavatam says that religion which first class, which helps one advance his devotional service and love of God. That's all. This is the definition of a first class religion. We do not analyze that one religion is first class or that another religion is last class. The purpose of religion is to understand God and to learn how to love God. Any religious system, if it teaches one how to love God, is first class, otherwise it's useless. Okay. So this is the purpose of religion. Like religion actually means faith. Faith can be changed. Like today you are born in a Hindu family, so you by default you follow Hindu. Tomorrow you are born in a Sikh family, you follow Sikh. So that's a faith. But there is something called dharma. Dharma means your eternal religion, eternal dharma. There is no definition no word in English which can define that dharma. So, for example, and just to give you example, the dharma of sugar is that it's always sweet. Dharma of salt is always salty, right? There is an eternal dharma of every living entity, no matter he's Hindu, Christian, Mohammedan, because these are our bodily level of identification. Today I am born in a Hindu family, so I identify myself as a Hindu. But tomorrow I may born in a Christian family, so I will identify myself Christian. Right? So that means this is something which is changing. But dharma is something which does not change even you take body. And dharma of all the living entities is to love God and be a part and parcel of God. That's our constitutional position. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who appeared 500 years back in the land of West Bengal in Nadia, he was again Krishna himself, but Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in the form of a devotee as a bhakta to showcase to the world how to practice bhakti or devotion service. So he never claimed himself to be God, but he showed his pastimes, godly pastimes, only to very few devotees, close associates, and not many people know. So he says that Jivera Swarup Hoye Nitya Krishna Das. Very simple thing. Jivera Swarup Hoye Nitya Krishna Das की जीव का जो स्वरूप है वो हमेशा यही है स्वरूप जो हमारा स्वरूप है नित्य कृष्ण दास. That we are the eternal servants of the Lord Krishna. That is our constitutional position that nobody can change, no religion can change. Now only that religion is first class, which brings one to the closer to the God, and which teaches one how to love God and how to revive that relationship with the God. Now, any religion which does not teach this is not a bona fide religion, or it's just a kind of a waste of time. Okay, so this is there. When one understands this, then there is no hatred or nothing, because we all understand that it's just same God, and we all are part and parcel of that God. That means we all are brothers and sisters, because we are coming from our same God. Okay, now next other thing is very interesting. But our love must be without selfish motive. If I say I love God because he supplies me with very nice things for my sense gratification, that is not love. Real love is without any selfish motive. Ahetuki. So this is the topmost bhakti, like without any motive. God is great, God is my father, it is my duty to love him. That's all, no exchange. Oh God, give me my daily bread, therefore I love God. No. God gives daily bread even to animals, the cats and dogs. God is the father of everyone and he supplies food to everyone. So appreciating God because he gives me bread, that is not love. Love without motive. I must think, even if God does not supply me daily bread, I will love him. This is real love. As Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Ashlishya pinastu mam adarshanan marm hatam karutuva. Oh Lord, you may embrace me or you may trample me down with your feet, or you may never come before me, or so that I become broken-hearted without seeing you. Still I love you. This is pure love of Godhead. When we come to this stage of loving God, then we will find ourselves full of pleasure. Just as God is full of pleasure, we'll also be full of pleasure. That is the perfection. So this is the topmost devotional service, where ahetuki meaning without any selfish motive. Actually, we don't need to ask God, because See, have you ever seen a small baby asking his parents to feed him? No. Parents know when to feed their baby, when to feed. So the small child is completely dependent on his parents. Same is our situation. Like Lord Krishna is our eternal Father. So he knows, he's sitting in our heart, that what all things we need. And he supplies that. So we don't need to ask for cheap material things. Okay, give me this. Intelligent person is someone who asks Krishna, भगवान से भगवान को ही मांग लेंगे. That's the thing. I'll give you a story. Once there was one king, and on his birthday, he was very happy. So he called all his citizens in the court, and he says, today is my birthday. You can take whatever you wish to take from here, right? From like whatever you like, just take home. तो कुछ लोग लेके जा रहे हैं चांदी, सोना, कुछ important things and everything. एक वहां पे old lady थी. She was just sitting and watching everything. So king asked that lady, old lady, he noticed that everyone is trying to take something or the other, but this lady is not moving or kind of watching. So he says, what do you want? You don't want anything from here? So what, she goes up to the king and she says, I want you. उन्होंने king को ही ले लिया. So by king को ही ले लिया, and then king gave him because he promised. So this is the intelligence. By taking king, now every whole kingdom belongs to now that lady. So he become automatically part of the king's family. So same is our situation. हमारे जो eternal father हैं, he has everything. He is a Maheshwara. But हम कुछ छोटी छोटी चीजें मांगते रहते हैं कि give me this, give me a good job, or give this. भगवान से भगवान को ही मांग लिया, तो that means everything, our super father is there. That means we got everything, right? So Bhagavan Krishna is so merciful that he gets sold to his devotees, but only to pure devotees. But definitely one can strive for that, and he himself takes pleasure in exchanging this love with his devotees. That is the pure form of love, where one does not ask for any selfish motive or anything for himself. All he wants is just to love the God and serve the God. So Prabhupada used to say that this is the topmost perfection, and this is the, you can say, at this stage, one will feel so much bliss and so much pleasure from within that he does not need anything from this material world. He will become kind of a self-satisfied. And that's why we see so many highly elevated saints, right? They don't need anything. They are self-satisfied because they get so much more happiness in serving the Lord that nothing in this world can compare to that, right? So you see, like when Prabhupada was here, Prabhupada, so many people left their homes and kind of left their families and serving. And they were not getting paid for doing anything. But why? They were all working so hard, right? So there is something that must be giving them that enthusiasm or that kick to every day come serve. So that something is the very high level of happiness which one gets in this devotional service, which no other material thing can give, right? So that is what this devotional service is about. And when Krishna sees that endeavor, he reciprocates. There is a verse Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, ye yatha mam prapadyate, that he responds as per the endeavor of the other devotee person. So whatever we love, how much we love, he reciprocates back. So it's always reciprocation. Okay, so now we had 4 or 5 minutes left. So why I spoke to this thing is, this is very important to understand, and we also should teach this to our children, because unless they know who is Bhagavan, who is God, then any XYZ person can come and challenge that you have 33 crore Devi Devtas, and who do you worship and what will happen, and then they will question like that. Kerala story, I was just seeing certain clips, and they question that how come Lord Ram be a god who could not save his wife from Ravan, who could not kill Ravana alone. He has to take the help of so many monkeys, and you guys worship monkeys. So without knowing the facts that why that Leela happened, people will not understand. And then that's when people gets confused. And then that's when they leave this path, or they don't know what to do. Right. So we should know our scripture, we should know, because the pastimes of the Lord, or the Leelas of Lord, are not very easy to understand. There is a purpose behind every Leela, that why Lord did this. So we should know that, all that. And once we know, then when our children also know, then we know, okay, if someone asks, then this is the way we should have to respond. Right. So now we all understand that we are part and parcel of Lord, and we are the servants of the Lord. So now how to revive that relationship with the Lord? Because we all have a relationship with the Lord, which is eternal, which is not dependent on this body. So how to revive that? Because when we come in contact with material nature, somehow we have forgotten that relationship. But you all are so fortunate that you are attracted to listening about Krishna Katha, because in this age, let me tell you, 99.9% people are not interested in this subject matter, because they are interested in other things like making money, roaming about the world, is that so many other things are there, so many distractions are there in this Kali Yuga. In other yugas, people are more pious. Like in Satyuga, everyone 100% Krishna conscious. There is nothing required. And Satyuga, 25% came down, only 75% were there, and Dwapar 50%. This yuga is like nobody is there, because there is so much impact of Kali. Kali is again a personality who appeared when Krishna left. Then Kali Yuga appeared. When there is the pastime in Bhagavatam, when Parikshit Maharaj, who was a great grandson of Arjun, the son of Abhimanyu, he was the king of whole planet. So when he was roaming, he saw a person beating the bull and cow, like cow. Then he sensed that, because in that age, bulls and cows were not treated like that. Like nobody can beat a cow and bull like that. Then he understood that this person is someone demonic, and that person was Kali personified. And then he says, like Parikshit Maharaj wants him to leave, but as the Kali Yuga has to come, that personality told that I need to live somewhere, because this is my job. And then Parikshit Maharaj told him that, yeah, you can stay in the gold, in the place where gambling is happening, in the place where liquor consumption is happening. You can stay all those places, right? So then those are the places which we see now more popular. Like that's where Kali Yuga is there. Like you see so many liquor places, so many places, so much gambling. That's why 4 regulative principles, if one follows, then Kali Yuga will not affect. Because so basically 4 regulative principles, this is not something which ISKCON enforces. These are coming from Shastras. These are the 4 pillars of religion. Basically, no gambling, no meat eating, no illicit connection, and then no gambling, meat eating, no illicit connection. And the last one is what one? No gambling, no meat eating, no illicit sex, no intoxication, meaning no taking liquor or any intoxication. Even if one should not take anything which makes you intoxicated, meaning you become habitual of that, and you have to take again and again and again. So no intoxication. So these are the 4 pillars of religion, and this brings a lot of strength if one can follow that spiritual strength, and also the mercy of the Lord. Okay. So any questions? I think we reached our time. Any questions, comments on anything?
Prabhu, the topic what we discussed today, that comes under which chapter of Bhagavad Gita? I mean, in terms of the chapters, in which chapter we are in now?
We are still at chapter 2.
Okay.
Yeah. Chapter 2 is the summary of entire Bhagavad Gita. So we are still under chapter 2. Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhu.
Yes.
Prabhuji, a question is like drinking tea and coffee. Is it also considered as an addictive
Yes.
behavior. Okay.
Yes, it does. It is. It is. It interferes with your spirituality. Like, for example, drinking tea, coffee is considered addictive because there's no benefit it does. It makes one addicted, and you become habitual to drinking tea, coffee. So if we really like, this is very small thing. Like sometimes people make it a big deal out of it. Like without tea or coffee, we can't survive, or we will have headache or anything. It's the other way. It's because we are drinking tea, coffee, that's why we get headache, because we become habitual. Same goes with anything addictive, like drugs or anything. If you don't take that regularly, then your body gives you some symptoms. But once you leave that, your body is fine. You may have headache for 3-4 days, but after that, your body is body does not need that. It's we who are providing artificially. So body becomes habitual of that. But yes, tea, coffee also is kind of like not conducive for practicing spirituality. Yeah. Any other question?
Prabhu, you're referring to dharma, right?
Yes.
Is it the same as Sanatana Dharma? Like,
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Sanatan Dharma, yes. It's same as Sanatan Dharma, what I was saying.
Okay.
Correct.
So Sanatana Dharma is not associated with any religion.
Exactly. Yes.
Okay.
It's not associated with any religion as such. Sanatan Dharma is eternal. See the definition. Sanatan means eternal. If something is eternal, then how can it be changed? That means it has been eternal. It has been like that for eternity. So nobody can change that, and it will remain that. So our eternal religion or dharma is to love the God. We are all part and parcel of the Lord. So this man-made religions, what I will say, is on a bodily level, but our eternal religion, Sanatana Dharma, is same for all entities, for humans, animals, plants, everyone, because all of us are soul. We are all part and parcel of the Lord. So eternal religion is same. Let me show you somewhere. It's there in the beginning. If you read the introduction, you will understand this, what I was explaining some part. Here. See here, the whole purpose of Bhagavad Gita is to revive our Sanatan occupation or Sanatan Dharma. This is the purpose of Bhagavad Gita, which is the eternal occupation of the living entity. Here, eternal occupation of living entity does not say eternal occupation of humans. It means all the living entities, no matter, as I said, we are all spiritual, same. It's just that today in this lifetime, I have this body of human, and we have to make best use of that body. Okay. So if you read this particular portion, you will understand. Here, see here. Therefore, Sanatan Dharma does not refer to any sectarian process of religion. Okay, it is not sectarian. It is eternal function of the eternal living entities in relationship with the eternal Supreme Lord. Okay, so it's beyond our material bodily level. It's at the spiritual level. Sanatan Dharma refers to the eternal occupation of living entity. So Sripad Ramanujacharya has explained the word Sanatan as that which has neither beginning nor end. That is what eternal means, that which has no end, no beginning, and that it cannot be changed. And when we speak of Sanatana Dharma, we must take it for granted on the authority of Ramanujacharya, that is neither beginning. So this word, Prabhupada very clearly explained. English word religion is a little different from Sanatana Dharma. Religion is, as I was saying, is faith. Faith can be changed. Today you are this, you are following this faith, tomorrow you follow this faith, but your Sanatana Dharma cannot change because it is eternal. Religion conveys the idea of faith, and faith may change. One may have a faith in particular process, and he may change his faith and adopt another. But Sanatana Dharma refers to that activity which cannot be changed. Okay, so this Sanatana Dharma cannot be changed. For instance, then he explains very nicely that liquidity cannot be taken away from water. You can, that is its eternal faith. Eternal Sanatana Dharma of water is that it has to be liquid. heat cannot be taken from fire. That's his eternal nature. Heat has to fire, wherever there is fire, there should be heat. Similarly, the eternal function of eternal living entity cannot be taken from living entity. And Sanatana Dharma is eternally integral with living entity. Now,
Yes, thank you, Prabhu.
so just read this. I would recommend everyone to read Introduction of Bhagavad Gita, because there Prabhupada gives the gist of whole Bhagavad Gita, and he clears so many things which normally people don't. Many people think Sanatana Dharma, religion, they mix up all these topics. So we have to understand, like, there is no term for Sanatana Dharma in English. Sanatan, you can say eternal, but Dharma is, I won't call it as a religion. Eternal Dharma, I would say, or eternal duty. That's why Prabhupada uses same term as it is in his even English commentary, Sanatana Dharma. While this word religion is kind of a faith, which conveys the idea of a faith. And that can be changed. Faith can be changed, as I was saying. Okay, so just read about this Sanatana Dharma. So we are all, like here he said, yet men professes to belong to a particular type of faith with reference to particular time and circumstance, and thus claims to be a Hindu, Muslim, Christian, Buddhist, or whatever. Such designations are non-Sanatan. Actually, these designations are not Sanatan. You will never see a word Hindu, Muslim, or Hindu word in Bhagavad Gita, because this is not meant for only one sect of people. It is meant for entire humanity. And that's why it revised that Sanatana Dharma, right? Because Hindu may change his faith to become Muslim, Muslim may become Hindu, or Christian may become this, that. But in all circumstances, the change of religious faith does not affect the eternal occupation of rendering service to others. So this is Sanatana Dharma. The rendering of service is Sanatana Dharma. That's why I was saying the eternal constitutional position is to serve the God, serve the Supreme Lord with love, unconditionally serve the Lord with love. That is our eternal religion. Okay, so if one understands that, then half the problem is solved. Then only way is to how to serve the Lord. Now, next question will come, which is how to serve the Lord. What can we do to serve the Lord, and how to revive that relationship? Right, and that would be the next question. But because otherwise people keep fighting, okay, my religion is best, my religion is best, and people are just fighting for nothing. Once we understand that Sanatana Dharma is same for everyone, and what we are fighting on is just a faith, which is man-made. So then we understand that the Lord has created this Sanatana Dharma, and that is eternal. It cannot be changed. So any religion which teaches, as Prabhupada says, love for God, and it increases our love for God, and the increases our spirit of service to others and to the Lord, that is the bona fide religion. All others are like kind of waste of time then. Okay, any other question? Okay, if not, then we'll conclude here. And I want to say that for next 2 Sundays, like, I am out of Canada. So I was thinking, should we do this class on Friday for next, if you are available, or should we just skip and then meet after two weeks? Like, I am out of Canada in different time zone. So what do you suggest?